Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to go through and share all of the books that my daughter had read during her 4th grade school year. So my daughter is going to be going into 5th grade starting this year in 2025. So this would have been the 2024 to 2025 school year when my daughter was in 4th grade. So I have a whole stack of books here that my daughter read. Now, little disclaimer, these are not all of the books that she read. These are just the ones that I would have given her individually and asked her to read. So I do my best to try to encourage my children to read as much as possible. I like them to have time during the day that they're supposed to be reading. It's something that I want them to be working on every single day. I say them, mainly it's my daughter that's going to be reading because obviously my 2 younger children, they cannot read on their own. So we do reading with them. Like myself, I read with him and my husband will read with him. But as far as as they get older, I want them to develop a natural love of reading. And my daughter definitely has a natural love of reading. I try to impress on my children the importance of reading is what I'm getting at. So these are all of the books that I had set aside that I had given her to read through her 4th grade school year. I wanted to make a video like this because I actually watched a video like this from another homeschooling mom that I follow on YouTube, Ashley Williams from the Grace and Grit channel, because she makes a video like this going over all the books that her children read, and I used that video to get an idea of books to buy for my daughter. So a lot of these are recommendations from her. So I'm going to go through these. Again, these are not all of the books that she read. It's just the ones that I had set aside throughout the year on my bookshelf to go over. It would be impossible for me to keep up with all the books that she reads because she uses her iPad to do Libby. She does audiobooks. She checks out books from the library and reads them. I couldn't keep up with all of them. But anyway, I'm going to go through these books now and show you guys all the ones that I have here. First book is from the Good and the Beautiful library. We use the Good and the Beautiful curriculum. They do have a library of books. So this was a very easy read for her. This was the Helen Keller Into the Light. I would honestly say that she could probably have done this one in 2nd or 3rd grade. I just got it because it was a recommendation on the Good and Beautiful website. Got it, I knew that would take her an afternoon to read that. So moving on, Little Town on the Prairie. I'm sure that most people have probably heard of the Little House on the Prairie series, and my daughter has read almost all of them. We have almost all of them. She had actually got a book set of all of the books from a yard sale, and it's actually missing one book. So there's one book, which I think is the 3rd to the last one, that she doesn't have, that I'm gonna actually order for her so that way she can finish her series up. I got the Classic Starts Little Women. My daughter really enjoyed this, and then after she read the book, we actually watched the movie together. We watched the newer version of the movie. I grew up watching the older version of the movie at my grandmother's house. My grandma had it on VHS, so that was really fun. We always love to watch a movie associated with a book after she reads the book, and it's always a fun little incentive. Another one with a movie that I grew up with, Little Princess. Another Classic Starts. I also wanted to just say, if you haven't, check out Thrift Books because I get most of her books off of Thrift Books. I can tell because of this, I must have peeled this off, but I get a really good deal on a lot of books from Thrift Books, and I usually place an order at the beginning of the school year so that we have some fresh new books. Well, they're not fresh new, but sometimes they are. This one was in really great condition, but so we have a fresh round of books to read throughout the year. So this one was A Little Women, and yes, we did watch the movie after she read that. Okay, these next ones is a whole series. This was the whole Badger Hill Farm series from the Good and the Beautiful library. Her 3rd grade curriculum had the start of the Badger Hill Farms as part of the reading that we went through while doing her curriculum. So this is kind of a spin-off of the story that we read in the 3rd grade year together. So she read all of these books. We have, I don't know, this is in no particular order by the way, but The Hills of Herzl, Clue in the Chimney, Oak Tree Mystery, Message on the Stamps, The Hidden Room, and The Secret Door. And actually I think those were in a specific order, and I think it was backwards. I think I showed them to you backwards. But anyway, moving on. The next book I had my daughter read was the book Holes. Obviously, you've probably heard of this book. Really great story. And when she did finish this book, we did watch the movie together, so that was fun. This one was a recommendation from Ashley on the Grace and Grit channel. This was Fever 1793. My daughter really enjoyed this book. I think this is one of the first books that actually brought her to tears. So, okay, here we have Dragon Girls, Naomi the Rainbow Glitter Dragon. And we also have Dragon Girls, Rosie the Twilight Dragon. There are 3 Dragon Girls books according to the back of this. I feel like this one looks familiar. We might have the other one as well. I'm not sure. Oh gosh, guys. Bridge to Terabithia. This book is heart-wrenching. I did have my daughter read this year, and yes, we did watch the movie afterwards. This is a great story. I think that 4th grade, 5th grade is a perfect year for this book. This was really, this was a good one. She really liked this, and actually I think that she did this as a book club with her cousin, and then her cousin, my niece, came over and we watched the movie together after they both finished the book, so that was really fun. This one was another recommendation from Ashley. I say recommendation, I don't know that, I'm not saying she specifically recommended these books, but this was one that I seen that her daughter had read at a similar age that my daughter was when I picked these books out. So this was The Candy Makers, and I think there's a second book that goes with this, but my daughter liked this book. She enjoyed this book a lot, and she did ask for the sequel to this, so we'll work on getting that for her. Okay, another one that my daughter read, The Way of the Warrior Kid by Jocko Willink. If you know, we are a jiu-jitsu family here, so me and my children all do jiu-jitsu together. If you're not familiar with Jocko Willink, he is a retired Navy SEAL who now teaches, leadership, entrepreneurial skills, and stuff like that online, and he also is a practitioner of jiu-jitsu. So this was a really good book for my daughter, and again, there's a whole series that goes with these ones that we are going to purchase as well, and I know my son, when he's old enough, he'll enjoy this. Okay, next was The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. This was another classic starts that I got off of Thrift Books. I will say this was a very boring book for my daughter. It was very hard for her to make it through. She did make it through, but she would not recommend this book. I do know that. All right, A Smart Girl's Guide to Money. I had my daughter work through this book. I just thought it would be a good one for her to go through. It just talks about saving money, investing money, those type of things. So good money habits for a young girl. My husband and I are followers of Dave Ramsey, so we are big into trying to teach our children the smart money habits that we were not taught as children. So that's a big thing in our household as well, saving money, giving money, and how to spend money. So The Tale of Despero, my daughter read this book. She really enjoyed it. It was a very cute story. I actually remember when this book came out. It was back in my day when I was in school, and they would wheel in that TV and show you a little preview of all the books that are coming to the book fair. And I remember when Tale of Despero had come out, and it was on a little commercial from Scholastic on the book fair, so it's pretty cool. A Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling. I am a big Harry Potter fan, and so is my daughter, so of course if there's a book by J.K. Rowling, we have to read it. Interestingly enough, I didn't even know J.K. had written this book, so it was pretty interesting. Whenever I seen it was written by her, I obviously had to buy it, and my daughter did really enjoy this book as well. My daughter did complete 3 of the Series of Unfortunate Events books this year. We have all of these books, and she is working her way through the entire series of, I think, like 12 books total. This was 3, 4, and 5. These books are very, very beat up. These are actually my books from when I was a kid. My mom slowly but surely got me the entire series, so we have all of them from when I was a kid, so it's pretty cool. Hello. Okay, the next book that I have here for you guys is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Of course, this is a classic one as well, and my daughter did really enjoy reading this one. We have The Wizard of Oz. Little side note, after we read The Wizard of Oz, I did try to get my daughter to read Wicked because we enjoy the musical Wicked. She did not make it through Wicked. It was a lot, and I tried to read it with her as well, and I could not even make it through it. That might be one that we could probably come back to when she's in high school, but Wizard of Oz was a good one for her. And honestly, I think this is maybe an abridged version, or it doesn't say it's abridged, but it's definitely an easier read for a child. Frindle, this was another one that was on the list of books that Ashley's daughters had read, so I got this one, and it was a fun read. My daughter enjoyed it. And the last one that I have, which my daughter really enjoyed, was The Swiss Family Robinson. This is a classic starts. She really enjoyed this book. And a little bonus, when we went to Disney World, if you've been there, you know that they have a replica of the Swiss Family Robinson's tree house there. So that was cool for her to have already had been there and be able to envision that while she was reading the book. So that was a little fun one. So there you have it. Those are all of the books that I have gathered that my daughter read during her 4th grade year. I'm gonna be placing an order soon on Thrift Books for the books that she's going to read for her 5th grade year. I already have some planned out and stashed away. Some of them she's already been working through. Thrift Books is really great. If you haven't checked it out, no, of course this video is not sponsored by them, but if you haven't checked them out, I seriously recommend that you do. It's very affordable, and they also allow homeschool discounts or teacher discounts that homeschool parents can use. So definitely check that out. Look into that discount. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's every certain amount of books you get a book free or something like that. So really great deal. Check out Thrift Books, and if you have any book recommendations for my 5th grader, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to checking out your guys' recommendations. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.